Guys, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Learning Air Traffic Control. We're going to listen to Rod. He's going to help us out, and I'll talk to you more on whenever we're en route to somewhere.
If you're comfortable with flying the airplane, we can spice things up a bit. The air traffic control system will add a lot of realism to your flights. We're sitting on the ramp at Renton Field near Seattle, Washington. In this lesson, we'll taxi, take off, and land at another airport while communicating with air traffic control. Now, you've done your homework, right? Press the accent key or the scroll lock key to display the air traffic control window. The air traffic control window appears with a menu of messages. Press accent or scroll lock again and the air traffic control window hides. You can display or hide the window anytime you want. It will automatically appear when messages are sent to you from air traffic control. You know how to display the air traffic control window, so if it's hidden, display it. Note that the first line in the ATC window reads, "Choose an option for Renton ground." Below that, you have two choices in the menu, but I don't want you to choose either of these just yet. A great tool in Flight Simulator that will help you manage the radios is the auto-tune feature. Flight Simulator automatically tunes the radios for you. You can also tune the radios manually if you want to, but anytime you select items from the ATC menu that would require a frequency change, the radio will automatically be tuned to the next frequency for you. You can choose menu items by pressing the corresponding number on the top row of the computer keyboard. Today's flight will be made under VFR or Visual Flight Rules, and to get the local weather, we'll listen to the ATIS, otherwise known as Automatic Terminal Information Service at Renton Municipal Airport. In a moment, I want you to tune and listen to the ATIS. By selecting ATIS from the menu, the frequency will be tuned automatically, and that's why the feature is called Auto-Tune. The broadcast repeats over and over, so feel free to listen to it until the message makes sense. When you are finished listening to the ATIS, press 1. Go ahead and press 2 on the top row of the keyboard to select Tune Renton ATIS on 126.95.
Alright, guys, so pretty much what happened there was I was
now
trying
that you've tuned
to...
the ground frequency, notice that you have new options in the menu. When you select an option, you'll hear the pilot request.
We already got our
That's you.
ATIS, that's why
And
I
then the
didn't
ground
recommend it,
controller's
so
response.
we're kind of skipping
The
that.
flight to Payne takes us north, so press the 4 key.
Alright, so I'm going to let you guys listen to the ATIS, because I realize that some of you guys want to see what the ATIS is actually like. There it is.
Bravo, 20120, wind calm, visibility greater than 20 miles, sky conditions clear, temperature 152.5, altimeter 299.2, visual, runway 15, landing and departing, runway 15, VFR aircraft, see direction of flight, all aircraft feedback, hold short instructions, advise controller on initial contact, you had Bravo, Renton Airport information, Charlie,
So,
20.
what that does is that tells you we have Charlie now. It tells you the time, which is 8:15 in the afternoon, apparently, 2015 Zulu. Now that's Zulu time, so Zulu is pretty much like this international standard of time. It's a time zone, it's its own time zone, so Zulu is 2015. Visibility right now greater than 20 miles, how far you can see, sky condition, you know, wind direction, where it's coming from, what the active runway is, all that's in the ATIS, and that's what we just got was that information that we're going to be using runway 15, which is actually heading 150. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to select taxi to departure to the north, and then what that's going to do is that's going to allow us to go down here, turn left, use runway 15 out to the north. So what's actually kind of funny is we're going to be departing the wrong direction, but it's because we need to depart into the wind.
November 760 Papa Lima, taxi 2 and hold short of runway 15 using taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 124.7 when ready.
Alright, so they're telling us that we need to taxi to and hold short of runway 15 using taxiway Alpha. That means we need to get from where we're at to runway 15 using taxiway Alpha. We're going to go ahead and do that. Well, he wants us to let him know when we heard that.
Did you notice the pilot text was orange and the controller text was green? When the controller talks to you, he or she is usually expecting a response.
Taxiing, hold short, runway 15, using taxiway Alpha, Cessna 0 Papa Lima.
We've got the okay, so let's taxi to the north end of runway 15. It's to the left.
Alright, another way to figure that out, where the runway would be at.
When you get to the runway, stop just short of the runway and select Request Takeoff VFR.
Alright, I hate taxiing in American Track. I hate taxiing in FSX. It is so bulky and oh, I hate it. I hate taxiing. I have taxied a Cessna 172 real world again whenever I was in aircraft mechanic school. We got to taxi a 172 around Suffolk Executive Airport. It is not anywhere near as bulky as this. You don't use the rudder to steer, you use the toe brakes, and it's a lot different than this, but they do their best. I understand that they're just doing their best. So I learned from, I did read the stuff about the aircraft, and for the aircraft, when you're Texas taxiing, should be about 1,000 RPM. I'm going to try to keep that, there we go, the RPM gauge right at 1,000, and that's actually working out pretty good for me. So yeah, that works. You gotta get it moving, then move it to 1,000. Yeah, we're going to taxi 2, so right now we're going down the taxiway. It's showing that we are on taxiway Alpha, the Crostas Hotel. And now we have taxiway Alpha to taxiway Alpha, so Alpha continues up to the right here is what that sign is telling us. Right there if you can't see it. So it shows that we are on taxiway Alpha, and taxiway Alpha continues that way. Continues up to the right. So what I'm going to do, since we're getting so close, I'm going to go ahead and bring the throttle back down to idle, and we're just going to kind of you know, scooch our way up here to the line. I might give it a little bump of power here and there. I'm really trying to do a good taxi here. It's just so hard using the stick like this. Alright, it's going to take a lot of practice. Alright, so let's go ahead. It says hold short of runway, tune to tower, and request VFR takeoff. Alright, I can do that. So we are going to turn to tower. We are going to request takeoff.
Renton Tower, Cessna, November 760.
You probably noticed that after getting your takeoff clearance, the menu once again included an acknowledgement. If you delay acknowledging the clearance, the controller asks you if you copied or heard the message. After you acknowledge the takeoff clearance, get rolling down the runway. You can close or move the air traffic control window during takeoff if you like.
Alright, so we're going to get up here, we're going to get taken off. Now, spoiler alert, I have already flown part of this lesson, and I'm sorry for not including that in this. What happened was I was trying to show you guys how ROD works, how the flight instructor flying it part works. Because what's going to happen...
The menu now reads, currently no message to transmit to Renton Tower on 124.7. As soon as you're off the ground, however, you have two messages to choose from. 1, request touch and go. 2, request full stop landing.
Alright, so he's going to take over here in a second. But yeah, I was pretty much trying to show you guys how he works.
You could use either of those if you wanted to come back and land at Renton
Which I still
right
will,
away.
but not...
I'm going to take control and fly around for a bit while you drink your coffee.
Alright, so now I know I have a good little amounts to talk. Alright, so the way the ROD works, I'll still show you how he works, but I won't actually change anything to demonstrate it. So ROD right now is, of course, a computer program. That's pretty self-explanatory, right? So the thing about it is the way they do it is right here. Oof. Right here. This is the autopilot. So you can see that the autopilot is turned on right now. The heading is turned on right now. And the heading is set to the 335, heading 335. So the plane is turning to 335. So it says ROD is flying and ROD's, you know, ROD's turning us to 335. No, it's the autopilot turning us, but that's how they do it. It's all scripted to take over at a certain point and says that. So it's also got the altitude set to 2,000, flight level 20. So it's going to continue climbing until it gets up to 2,000 feet. So that's how RODS works. That's the spoiler on what's going on with ROD. He alludes to it too. If he's like, oh, if you see the autopilot there, blah blah blah, you discovered my secret, you know. So there you go. Also, I wanted to talk about the VOR navigation. So I don't know how to pull up charts in FSX yet, but if I could pull up the charts, I would be able to see the local VF.
You should see Mercer Island ahead of you now and the city of Bellevue slightly to the right. Before you get to the north end of Mercer Island, the tower controller is going to tell you that you're leaving the Renton airspace and that you should change frequencies.
There we go. Since Rod's flying out, need to be in, right? We do need to watch that. So, there's a good place to put that right there, I guess. Anyways. Good lord. So I don't know how to pull up the, good lord, now I bumped and stuff. I'm sure you guys are loving me right now. I don't know how to pull up the charts yet. But whenever you can pull up the charts, then you can kind of see where everything is. That was stupid. There we go. Don't ever put it all the way up. I know you guys can't see the menus up here, but there are menus up here. Don't ever put it all the way up because sometimes it's really hard to get back down. So put it like down here somewhere. But anyways, I guess I didn't need to be inside. Let's go back to the virtual cockpit. So anyway, so we have our nav radios over here.
You are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Alright, so we are going to tune there, and we are going to request the Bravo transition. So pretty much we've got a big airport coming up. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's like right there. So it's class Bravo airspace, which means it's controlled airspace. While you're in it, you got to really listen to the ATC, stuff like that. So in order to go into it, you got to request to come into it. So once it pops up, we're going to request class Bravo airspace. But anyway, so these navigation radios right here. If you guys remember the VOR lesson, that's what this was, or that was. You know, being able to tune to the VOR of the runway that you're, or the airport that you're going to, or whatever markers VOR station you're going to, and being able to, you know, follow it. Yeah, you tune to it, then you identify it. Identify it, you get Morse code. Morse code. At some point there will be a Morse code, I promise. That was dot dot dash dash. Wait, let me hear that again. Dot dot dash dot 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 dash. So anyways, you would take that and you would cross-reference it with your chart to make sure you were verified on the right VOR. Same thing for this one. It's your secondary VOR, which is down here. We've got our automatic direction finder. We have our DME. So our DME is our distance measuring equipment. So that's how far away we are from nav1. So we are 18.7 nautical miles away from 110.60, whatever VOR station that is. And I can switch that, and that'll tell us that we're 11.2 miles away from there. Now, I don't want to mess around with too much of that because I don't know what all of that Rod is using. It doesn't look like he is intercepting and flying any sort of VOR during this. It's mainly just changing his headings and altitudes, it looks like. But yeah, so we can now we can enjoy the view. This little 172. They give us a really plain plane. Not too much. You go. Look, you even got the fill caps for the fuel. again, I don't want to do anything while he's flying because I don't want to mess up the script.
The controller told you to squawk. No, that doesn't mean you should flap your wings and make chicken sounds. It means the numeric code Approach Control gave you should be dialed into your transponder. The easiest way for you to do that is just let Auto-Tune do it for you. Press 1 to acknowledge the squawk code, and it's done.
Seattle approach, Cessna, November 760 Papa Lima is type Cessna, Skyhawk, 5 miles northeast of 0 Whiskey 0. Request flight following. Cessna, November 760 Papa Lima, Seattle approach, squawk 2634.
Instead of Bravo, we're just going to make sure that they're doing...
Squawk 2634, Cessna 0 Papa Lima. Cessna 0 Papa Lima, radar contact 5 miles south of Sierra 60 2000, altimeter 2992. Copy.
Approach Control told us that they can see us on radar and told us where we are. If the location they described was not where we knew ourselves to be, we'd know the controller was looking at the wrong radar target. If you want to hear that message again, select Say Again from the menu. Otherwise, press 1 to acknowledge the radar contact. If there was other traffic up here that was in conflict with our flight, we'd now get advisories from the approach controller. To make things simple today, we told all the other pilots to stay home. The sky is all ours. You're starting to get the idea, right? You make a request, ATC responds, you respond, and so on. The menu always changes to display choices that are appropriate for the situation. For example, now the menu choices are different, but we don't want to choose any of these. We could if they fit our plans, but we're going to land at Snohomish or Payne Field. You know what? Let's just close the air traffic control window for now if you want. Press the accent key or the scroll lock to close the ATC window. That beautiful lake below us is Lake Washington. At the north end is Kenmore Air Harbor. I'll just let you fly in silence for a while.
Alright, so you guys get it, right? That's how you do ATC. Like, that's the whole point of this lesson, is how to do ATC. You guys get it. That's about it, guys. Tune in tomorrow. We will be getting our, hopefully sometime in the next week I'm able to get it. If you guys don't know, I do record these a week in advance. So as you're watching it on the day it releases, it was actually recorded 7 days ago. If you guys would like to see it same day, you guys can definitely go to foxtrotdeltausn.com, click on the Patreon. Patrons get to see this up to 7 days ahead of time. Also, the Patrons get access to the behind-the-scenes stuff. So, for instance, tomorrow, during which is actually going to be here in a couple minutes, is going to be me getting my private pilot's license. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do an introductory, explain what's going on, and then I'm going to keep flying it and keep flying it and keep flying it until I pass and I get my private pilot's certificate. I'm going to go into editing and I'm going to cut out everything except for the passing flight. Now, the Patreons will get access to the complete, full, and unedited version. So if you guys wanted to see that stuff, then go to foxtrotdeltausn.com, join the Patreon, click on Patreon, join the Patreon. Even if you just join it at $1 a month, you still get access to all the behind-the-scenes stuff. All the behind-the-scenes stuff is released at the same time to all the Patreons. So definitely something to check out. Other than that, guys, be good to each other, be good to yourselves, hugs and shit. I will see you guys in the next one. And again, I'm not gonna make you guys sit here and use the entire flight, because the rest of the flight is literally just flying to Snohomish and then landing, and I don't have enough to talk about right now, and it's also 2 o'clock in the morning. So, love you guys, hugs and shit, later.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. After you have done that, check out foxtrotdeltausn.com. You can check out all the awesome offers from our partners. You can join the Patreon and see videos up to 7 days before they're released on YouTube. But wait, there's more. The merch store has something for everyone. Well, I think that was long enough of an ad. See you in the next one.